gentlemen, we're sorry for the abrupt beginning. The starting lineups started just a little bit sooner than we expected. I'm Mike Neely, along with Dan Gebhardt, our color analyst. Dan, it's a new day is dawning here for the IPFW basketball program. We already know about the volleyball program, but tell us a little bit about the turnaround. What is the reason for it?
Well, I think that Terry's done a really good job of recruiting. She's brought in some really good kids, and some of the holdovers from 2 years ago. Terry was a first-year coach last year. This is her second year. They're 3-1 right now. She's got some kids who can score. I think the key tonight is going to be how well IPFW plays defense. They're scoring 89 points a game, but they're also giving up 77. So I think it's really important that they can maintain some defensive intensity like they have offensively.
And speaking of Terry Rosinski, the head coach for IPFW. Bill Carter is the assistant coach. And the tip is controlled by Tri-State. Number 50, Becky Thatcher with the ball. Over to Jill Simon, back to Sherry Coons. Intensive defense by IPFW to start the game. On the fast break, it's number 45, Robin Scott with a bucket on the fast break for IPFW, up 2-0.
And Robin Scott's leading us in scoring right now, Mike.
IPFW the man-to-man. Little confusion in the midcourt. Three-second violation on Tri-State. IPFW playing some good defense. Tina Manier, the leader on the court for IPFW, only a freshman. Nice pass inside to number 42. Shot missed, Sarah Turner.
Sarah Turner's made some really good moves inside this year already, Mike, but she just doesn't take it to the basket very strongly, so it'll be important to see how strong she plays tonight under the bucket.
She's 6 foot tall from Crothersville, Indiana. Only a sophomore. Still plenty of time to learn. An errant shot by number 44, Jill Reed, who averages 17 points a game for Tri-State, by the way. Reed takes a shot again. She's a lefty. She's got a nice soft touch, but this one doesn't go down. Rebound by Lisa Miller. Ahead comes Tina Merrill on the break. And there's a nice move inside by Sarah Turner.
That's key to Sarah's game, I think. She's got really nice moves around the bucket if she can just put it away at the end.
Joe Reed with the ball. The pass inside, number 21. Shots missed. Rebound. IPFW. Pushing it down the court quickly. Merrill with the shot. It's long. Rebound. Tri-State, 17:50 left, 4-0 IPFW.
Tina Merrill's a very good shooter, so it's key that she gets on her game. 21 doesn't appear in the program, Mike, for Tri-State. I think that might be Mindy Ingledew.
I wonder what the problem was there. And Tri-State gets on the board. It's now 4-2, 17:30 left in the ball game.
And that bucket was by Jill Simon.
Tri-State steals a pass inside. Number 10, Sherry Coons. Nice pass inside again to number 44, Jill Reed, with a good assist by Becky Thatcher. Jill Reed and Becky Thatcher, the 1-2 combo, averaging 17 points both apiece.
I was just going to make that comment. Beat me to it there. Nice rebound underneath the bucket there.
IPFW has missed their last 3 shots. Good hustling rebound by Lisa Miller. Merrill comes down court, holds it up. IPFW tied up right now. It's 4-4, 16:40 left in the first half. Shots wide by number 45, Lisa Miller. And Miller gets her own rebound. It's knocked out of bounds by Tri-State. Tri-State in blue, IPFW in white. The score is 4-4, 16:30 left in the first half. Nice pass inside from Merrill to Lisa Miller. Lisa Miller wearing number 45, usually wears number 24.
Robin Scott, 45.
Robin Scott's number 45. I'm beginning Robin Scott and Lisa Miller mixed up here. Robin Scott with a bucket. And the bucket is good, number 42. Sarah Turner just turns around and cans it home for a 6-4 lead.
Mike, you made the comment she's only a sophomore. She just got some really pretty moves underneath this. She's really worked on her strength this summer, and she's made a tremendous turnaround. And again, if she can continue that growth over the next 2 years, she can be just a tremendous player in the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
16-16 left in the first half. It's now 8-4 IPFW after the bucket by Sarah Turner. Sarah now has 4 points. And make it 5. IPFW up 9-4, 16-16 left. Sherry Coons, the playmaker for Tri-State, coming down the court. IPFW playing a strong man-to-man, and left open is number 22. She misses. Rebound, number 24. Lisa Miller, and she takes it all the way down the court into Sarah Turner, and Sarah Turner misses a shot and commits the foul on the rebound.
We're going to see some pressure defense tonight out of IPFW, and it's real interesting to you fans that haven't seen much of college women basketball. The 10-second line does not come into play. There is no 10-second count, and there's no backing over. So it's going to be a real interesting game, and it's going to be key to see how IPFW can maintain their defensive pressure once they get past the 10-second line.
IPFW with a 3-1 record. Tri-State with a 3-3 record, but they've lost 2 close ball games. And what do we have here? The officials tonight are John Sorg and Jerry Fox. A foul's called, block on IPFW. Foul was called on number 45, Robin Scott. .40 left in the first half. 9-4 IPFW, holding steady. And there's the lefty with a beautiful touch, Jill Reed.
That makes the score 9-6, IPFW.
Inside, and it doesn't fall, but there's a nice play there on the give and go. Lisa Miller couldn't quite get it to fall. She'll be on the foul line for 2 shots.
I mentioned to you earlier, Mike, that Terry did some really good recruiting. She was able to get a couple really good local kids, Lisa Miller being one out of Dwenger High School, Tina Menier, one of the other freshman starters from DeKalb High School out of Auburn, and one of the people we'll see very quickly here is Amy Newhouser off the bench from Leo. So a lot of freshmen playing and no seniors on this squad.
And with their record being 3-1 in this early season, it looks like a bright future. Lisa Miller makes the first free throw. And cans the second one. It's now 11-6 IPFW, 15-20 left in the first half. Pressure defense, and Tri-State throws the ball away on the pressure from IPFW.
IPFW's backcourt pressure is really making the Tri-State work, and it's causing some turnovers. It's causing them to work harder than they'd planned on working, I think.
Substitution for Tri-State, number 33 comes in. We don't have her on the, I think it's Karen Ward. Inside to Sarah Turner. Sarah Turner makes a good move, but doesn't get it to go. And the rebound goes out of bounds to Tri-State. Sarah Turner having the shots inside, just can't quite get them to fall. She's scored 5 points so far.
Number 15, Judy Guest came in for IPFW during one of those timeouts. She's another freshman.
And a nice soft touch by number 52, Terry Landon. Tina Menier back to Lisa Miller, and it's blocked out of bounds.
Nice inside move there.
Lisa Miller, a 5'9" freshman who averages 13 points and 6 rebounds per game in this young season. She also has the most steals. She's from Bishop Dwenger High School here in Fort Wayne.
The Dons have a real young lineup in there right now with 4 freshmen and a sophomore.
Shot by Miller is long, and there's a nice lead pass to the top scorer for Tri-State. She makes it. Jill Reed. Now, I don't know if it was before the shot or not. Looks like the foul was before the shot, and Sarah Turner, the bucket is nullified, but they'll get it out of bounds. 11-8 the score with a 14:24 left in the first half. IPFW on top. Good pass inside, number 33. Karen Ward with the bucket. And I sure hope that's Karen Ward because we don't have a 33 on here, and I took the number closest to it. Steal by Tri-State. Becky Thatcher comes up with the ball. She passes it down to Jill Reed. Thatcher makes the move inside, and she's one of the top scorers also. Can't get it to roll. It's off Tri-State, and IPFW get it out of bounds. It's 11-10. Tri-State is closing the gap. It's 13:47 left in the first half.
Here comes Amy Newhouser in for Robin Scott, and that puts 5 freshmen on the court.
Amy Newhouser from Leo, Indiana, averages 5 points a game. Pass inside to Lisa Miller, and she makes a strong move and is fouled by number 52, Terry Landon. Lisa Miller making a good impact so far here in the first half.
I think we need to watch how Tri-State does against the backcourt pressure. They've done a pretty good job, and IPFW does not do a good job in reacting back once the ball gets past the first line of defense, and a couple times Tri-State's missed a couple short buckets there. Yeah, we can hear you. Comment?
Lisa Miller makes the first bucket and makes the second one. IPFW on top 13-10. 13:35 left in the first half. Two very evenly matched teams. As a drive inside by the lefty again, Jill Reed, who is putting on a show so far. 13-12 IPFW on top, 13:20 left. First half play. Walking violation on number 15, Judy Guess.
I've seen IPFW play all 4 of their games so far, and they're making some freshman mistakes, and that's okay as long as they do it aggressively, and I think that's why Terry's pretty happy with the way her freshmen are playing right now.
As you said, Judy Guess, only a freshman, 5'10". Pass inside. Jill Reed again with a nice assist. IPFW is now trailing by 1 point, 14-13. Tri-State on top, 12:48 left in the first half. Judy Guess with the move inside. It's going to fall, and the bucket is good with a foul on the play. Number 33 is called for the foul, Karen Ward. Yeah, the foul's on number 50, excuse me, Becky Thatcher, one of the top scorers for Tri-State.
IPFW is shooting 76% from the free throw line. 2 years ago, they led the nation as a team. So they're continuing that effort. Coming into the IPFW lineup is Nancy Townsend, number 14, and Stacy Leatherwood, number 32. Nancy's a real leader, one of the only juniors, or 2 juniors on the team, and has taken a leadership role.
With a 3-point play by Judy Guess, Ohio State, you got to be kidding me. IPFW on top, 16-14. 12:36 left in the first half, and a traveling call on Jill Reed. $12:35 left. First half play, IPFW on top by 2, 16-14. Lisa Miller with a nice side shot, 18-14, IPFW on top.
Many consider Lisa the best high school prospect from the Fort Wayne area last year, so Terry just did a really nice job in recruiting her and convincing her to come here.
Air ball by Becky Thatcher from three-point land, and Jill Reed got the rebound and was fouled on the play. She'll be at the line for 2 shots. 12:07 left. 18-14 IPFW on top. Tina Merrill returns to the lineup for IPFW.
The other thing I've noticed, Mike, is that IPFW plays in spurts. They'll run out to a few points of lead, and then they'll kind of let down a little bit. Again, probably some freshman mistakes.
And Jill Reed cans the first free throw. And misses the second one. Rebound by Stacy Leatherwood, who just entered the game. Shot by Lisa Miller. It's long. And a rebound by Nancy Townsend, who also just entered the game. Tina Merrill, the top shooter and scorer for IPFW. Misses. Rebound. Lisa Miller, and got it to go. Lisa Miller making a tremendous impact here in the first half so far. 20-15, IPFW on top by 5, could be 6 if Lisa Miller completes the three-point play.
IPFW's point guards, Tina Munir and Amy Newhouser, do a really good job of looking inside, and they've made some mistakes, but they really keep trying to force that ball down in there.
And she completes it. 21-15, IPFW on top. 11:46 left in the first half. Sarah Turner returns to the lineup, who has played some very good minutes so far in the first half. IPFW playing tough man-to-man defense right now. Push-off foul on Terry Landon. Tried to get inside position on Stacy Leatherwood and was called for the push-off. Kim Foy enters the ball game, or Kim Fry, that is, for Tri-State. Townsend with 3 people behind. Oh, nice pass inside to Sarah Turner, and she misses it. Rebound Tri-State. Good look inside by Nancy Townsend, who hustles very well down the floor. (21-15) the score. 10:58 left, and we're going to get, or at least we should have got, a traveling call, but we're going to get a tripping foul called on number 32, Stacy Leatherwood.
I think you're seeing IPFW playing a very strong half-court defense when they have time to set up. If they get beat when they're pressing, it's a little slow in transition, but they're getting good backside help, and that time it looked like it was going to work. It's just the ball went to the blue and tended to be a foul on the white.
And as you're talking about their defense, Tina Merrill made a nice defensive play. Becky Thatcher has yet to get on the scoreboard. She's averaging 17 points a game. Good inside position. IPFW finally gets it. And we're on a fast break here. Number 21 with the ball. She holds it up. (21-15). We've been on the 21-15 score so far for approximately 3 minutes. We've yet to score. 10:33 left in the first half. Becky Thatcher, and she puts it up long. Jill Reed with the rebound and doesn't get it to go. Foul on IPFW.
IPFW is out-rebounding their opponents almost by 17 rebounds a game, Mike, but Tri-State seems to be really crashing the boards and doing a good job in there.
Two very evenly matched teams as far as size and quickness.
Tri-State certainly didn't come in too impressed with IPFW's 3-1 record. They're going to give them a game tonight.
Jill Reed misses the first free throw. 10:19 left in the first half. We've got a 21-15 score. We've been on that mark for quite a while. Some good defense being played by both sides. Sherry Coons enters a lineup for Tri-State. And the second free throw is made by Jill Reed. 21-16, Tri-State is behind. 10:15 left in the first half. IPFW. Pass inside from Merrill. Nice assist and bucket by Stacy Leatherwood, the 5'11 freshman. Plays sparingly, but is making an impact here so far. Foul on Leatherwood. Tri-State's number 42, Monica Clark, will shoot two.
IPFW's game plan appears to be to get the ball inside. They've really been working well there, and they're not a bad outside shooting ball club. So as long as they can maintain scoring inside, they can always fall back on that outside shooting.
23-16, IPFW on top. Monica Clark at the line, shooting two. And she misses the first one. IPFW has 7 fouls, so the next shot will be the bonus situation, the next foul. Strong rebound inside, and it can't be controlled, and it's now controlled by IPFW. Rebound, Stacy Leatherwood. From the side, three-point territory, Tina Merrill, who's yet to score. 18.8 points a game. Nancy Townsend takes the shot, in and out. Tri-State with a rebound. Down quickly to Jill Reed. Reed is fouled by, let me see, who is that? Number 23, Amy Newhouser.
I think you saw a little bit of the transition problems that IPFW has in that situation. If Tri-State can clear the ball out on a missed shot, or if they can get the ball up court quick after a basket, they're going to have a chance to go to the bucket without IPFW getting back and playing good defense.
Jill Reed makes the first free throw. 23-17, IPFW on top. A fairly low-scoring affair so far. In and out. Rebound. Tri-State. Number 40. Kim Fry gets the rebound. That knocks the lead down to 23-19, IPFW. Nancy Townsend with a shot. It's short. Rebound, Tri-State. They're ahead on the fast break. They're going to push it. 33 all the way, and she makes it. Lisa Miller with a shot. Tina Merrill steals it and gets the bucket. First points for Tina Merrill. They're going to need her to get in the offense just a little bit more if they're going to handle the Tri-State Universities.
There's good defense inside, Mike.
Sarah Turner can't quite handle it. She's going to be called for the offensive foul. She lost the ball in the dribble, and it was excellent defense by the little girl, Sherry Coons.
IPFW is not taking advantage of some of the opportunities that Tri-State's giving them. That was Tri-State made a bad pass. IPFW played good defense, had a 2-on-1 break, and they didn't get anything out of it.
8:41 left in the first half. 25-21. IPFW on top. Excellent defense so far by both teams. Sherry Coons brings the ball down the court. Very good. She's the leader of the Tri-State Cardinals. Shot by Becky Thatcher won't go down, and the rebound goes to IPFW. Last touch by Tri-State. Steal IPFW again. Tina Merrill makes it. Fouled by Tri-State. Tina Merrill on the fall away. knocks it down, and 4 quick points have been scored here by IPFW, 29-21. 8:09 left in the first half.
Judy Guess got that first bucket, and she really hasn't shown us yet, but I understand that she's just a real pure shooter, so that may be a sign of things to come here from Judy Guess.
Judy Guess, who's only a 5'10 freshman, averaging 7 points, and she has made an excellent impact so far here in the first half. We have a timeout on the floor by Tri-State, 29-21. 8:09 left in the first half.
Mike, we're seeing the same things over and over again from IPFW that we've seen in the first 4 games, and that is that they're very aggressive. They're doing they all out there hustling. A lot of freshman play, but they're also making a lot of freshman mistakes. Again, as I mentioned, I don't think Terry finds that as a problem as long as they're doing it aggressively. They're playing really good defense. They need to learn a little bit, learn to play with each other. But at one point, we had 5 freshmen in there, and I think you're going to find that you're going to have some of those problems.
We've also seen quite a few turnovers, but then again, you're going to have turnovers with that style of play, and both teams are playing excellent defense. So there are going to be turnovers. Tina Merrill at the line. 8:09 left, 29-21. IPFW on top.
And she's perfect from the free throw line this year, so let's see if she can maintain that.
She does. 30-21, IPFW. 8:05 left in the first half. Tri-State now has to come back with a 9-point deficit. Becky Thatcher from the outside, who hasn't scored yet, averaging 17 points a game. Pass inside, just a little bit too much timber there, but Sherry Coons gets it to fall. Kick by Coons, who's all over the court right now. 30-23, the score. IPFW on top by 7. 7:34 left.
She certainly appears to be their catalyst both on offense and defense. You hit that right, Mike.
Amy Newhouser can't quite find out what to do with the ball. She makes a couple dribbles over to Tina Merrill at the top of the key. Merrill to Lisa Miller. Miller in trouble. IPFW is fortunate to come out with the ball on those plays.
But they're scrapping, and that's important for this young team.
Robin Scott inbounding the ball for IPFW. Inside pass. Good look. Couldn't quite get it to go.
That was deflected by Tri-State and almost went in the bucket.
7 minutes exactly. 30-23, IPFW on top. Becky Thatcher still has not made a bucket, and IPFW's got a 4-on-2 break. They didn't convert it, and Tri-State gets the rebound. Number 50, Becky Thatcher with the rebound. She hustled back down court after missing her shot.
Good half-court pressure being applied by IPFW. Shot clock is down to 10 seconds.
You're gonna have to get it off quickly. At the 42, does. Monica Clark. 30-25, IPFW on top with 6:08 left. Tipped out of bounds by Tri-State. IPFW will have the ball with 6:04 left.
It appears that at times IPFW is too intent on getting it inside, that they maybe need to pop that 15-footer to get the defense to pull out a little bit.
Merrill from the outside, three-point territory, in and out. Rebound, Sarah Turner, and she doesn't get it to fall, but it was an excellent rebound, and she'll have 2 shots at the line. Fouls on Jill Reed, who only has 1 foul so far. Both teams are in the bonus situation, although this foul will be 2 shots. 5:57 left in the first half. Well, I think so far in this half, Dan, Coach Rosinski has to be pleased with the play of her young kids.
Well, if anything, Mike, I think that we've seen IPFW built an 8-9 point lead 2 times, and they've squandered away a little bit. But you're right, the mistakes they're making are done aggressively, and they're freshman mistakes. So she's got to be pretty satisfied with that.
Well, the defense has been very good. 32-25 after those free throws by Sarah Turner, and she can miss the foul. That's 3 fouls on Sarah Turner. Could be a story later on. And I believe Coach Rosinski is going to replace her immediately. Jennifer Needhammer's in the ballgame now, replacing Sarah Turner. Sarah Turner, a vital ingredient.
Jennifer's a 6'1 freshman out of Evansville. Comes in and is able to give Sarah a rest and does a very good job of doing that. But you're right, Sarah Turner's an important cog in this machine.
Tri-State converts on both free throws, 32-26. Or one free throw, 32-26, 5:35 left in the first half. Foul is drawn. IPFW. Number 15, Judy Guess, is at the line. She'll shoot 2. Now, she tried to put that up between 3 defenders and really was quite fortunate to get the foul.
Tina Meniere's coming back in, framing Newhouser. If we look down at minutes played, Mike, you can see it's pretty evenly dispersed, so Terry doesn't hesitate to use her bench. There's 8 kids who are averaging above 15 minutes a game. So.
And Judy Guess is perfect. 33-26, 5:32 left in the first half. Judy Guess from Lake Station, Indiana. Converts on both free throws. 34-26 IPFW on top. Jill Simon being pressured by Tina Merrill. Excellent defense by IPFW. And the steal is the cause of it. IPFW on a 2-on-3. Not very good odds there, but they draw the foul. Foul's going to be on number 22, Jill Simon, for Tri-State.
Robin Scott will be going to the line there to shoot 2.
Robin Scott's averaging 14 points a game and 9.5 rebounds. She's played more minutes than anybody else. She misses the free throw. Rebound. And up and in by Judy Guess, who's played excellent so far here. The old 5'10 freshman. Shot inside by number 21 missed. IPFW will get the ball. Last touch by number 22, Jill Simon for Tri-State. 36-26. IPFW has built a 10-point lead now. 4:53 left in the first half.
IPFW needs to play strong this last 5 minutes, going to halftime with a nice lead.
Judy Guess is fouled and will be at the line for the 1-and-1.
Judy's been a real pleasant surprise the last 2 games, Mike. She came in and scored 11, I think, against Indiana Tech the other night. She's playing real well tonight. I've got her unofficially for 8 points right now, and she's going to the free throw line to add to that.
Coach Rosinski on Judy Guess said she has quickness, a nice vertical jump, and solid shooting from the outside. She expects her intelligence to be a strong contributor right away.
She was a valedictorian of her senior class, I think.
It says quite a bit about the young lady. She converts her first free throw, and it's 37-26, now 38-26. IPFW on top by 12 with 4:49 left in the first half. Both teams in the bonus situation. Kicked by IPFW. Excellent pressure defense so far, the latter part of this first half. Becky Thatcher inside to Jill Reed, and she's fouled by number 54, Jennifer Needhammer. First foul on Needhammer, who just replaced Sarah Turner about 3 minutes ago.
Tri-State is able to take the ball inside and draw some of those fouls. We have Turner with 3 and Needhammer now with her first.
Jill Reed at the line and makes the first one. Jill Reed with a boatload of points so far here in the first half. She is definitely the star of this team. And makes the second one. 38-28, 10-point deficit now for Tri-State. IPFW pressured, and a steal is committed. 24 makes the bucket. 24. Not Lisa Miller. Jody Yoakum for Tri-State. IPFW misses. 45 gets the rebound. Tina Merrill outside.
Not sure that Coach Rosinski wanted to see Tina take that shot that early in the shot clock. But
Judy Guest gets tied up. On the alternating possession, Tri-State will have the ball. Now can cut the lead to 6. 38-30 now. IPFW on top by 8. 3:57 left. The last thing I think Coach Rosinski wants to see is a nice comeback to spark the Tri-Staters just in time for the second half. Becky Thatcher can't get on track yet. She scores 17 points a game, hasn't scored yet. Fast break by IPFW, and the crowd just a little bit perturbed at that foul call. Tina Manier gets the call and will shoot 2.
Nice. I like the way that Tina forced that ball up the court. She may have stopped at the free throw line and saw if she had anybody breaking with her, but she was able to draw the foul, and she'll be shooting 2 shots here. It appears that every time they bring Sherry Coons in, something's happened here, Mike, so maybe they're going to try to bring her in for this last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. See if they cut that 8-point deficit.
Sherry Coons is the smallest player on the court at 5'5".
And that appears to be stretching it a little bit.
She's from New Ross, Indiana. Right now, Tina Manier is shooting her second free throw. She made the first one and converts it. 40-30 now, a 10-point lead for IPFW. 3:38 left. Sherry Coons, who is an excellent ball handler, as you can tell.
Nice pressure by Tina Manier there.
They're going to look to get it inside Tri-State to either Jill Reed or Becky Thatcher, but IPFW is putting excellent pressure at the guard position.
Shot clock.
Inside to Reed, and that's what they wanted, but she cannot convert it. IPFW with the rebound. It's good. Robin Scott with the bucket. Amy Newhouser with the assist.
Robin's just a real steady player. I think I mentioned earlier that she was the leading scorer this year, and that is incorrect, but she was last year's leading scorer. This year, Tina Merrill is leading the team. But she's just a real steady ball player. Just gives us a real strong influence in there, particularly with all the freshmen playing.
And she completes the three-point play, and that was a big bucket with 3 minutes left in the first half. IPFW is now up 43-30. Becky Thatcher still has not got untracked. IPFW the rebound. We've got a 3-on-4, and it's held up. Newhouser misses the shot. Rebound, Tri-State. Coons on the break. Jill Reed wide open from 15 feet and makes it. Good hustling play by Sherry Coons to foul Lisa Miller on the fast break layup. She'll get 2 shots, but it was excellent hustle by the little 5'5" guard from Tri-State.
But IPFW, by forcing the ball up court, put Tri-State in an uncomfortable position there, and she was forced to foul or let the bucket be scored, one of the two. Tri-State may be getting just a little bit tired here. I think IPFW has been able to substitute a little bit more freely, and the action's been going up and down the court.
That's one thing I definitely noticed about IPFW. They've got although an extremely young team, a very deep bench, and they can bring in a lot of players and wear you down quickly.
Now, we've said this before. It's just about every time we look out, there's a really young team. Again, right now we have 4 freshmen and a junior out there on the floor, so we're seeing a lot of freshmen play tonight.
Lisa Miller converts the first free throw and the second one. 45-32, IPFW on top. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first half. And Tri-State needs to get something rolling right now if they're going to stay in this ball game and have a good shot in the second half. Jill Reed misses. Excellent rebound by Stacy Leatherwood. Tina Merrill pushes it up the floor. Inside move, and she gets her own rebound and puts it in. Amy Newhouser with the bucket.
She forced the first shot, but she stayed after the ball, got the second one, and put it right back up for the bucket.
And what do we have here? My goodness, we have an offensive foul called on Tri-State. I didn't see that.
I certainly thought it was going to go the other way. I thought it was under pressure there.
Nevertheless, that is good for IPFW. They have to put them at the line in the one-on-one bonus situation. Chance to add on to their lead.
No, I think they're going to call ball control. So
player control foul, that's right. Wishful thinking.
Tina Merrill was looking at a three-point shot there. She's hit 12 this year, and she wanted it, but she's missed 2 tonight. There she goes.
Her confidence is dwindling a little bit, but maybe it'll pick up after that one.
She's averaging 3 three-pointers a game.
Pressure defense by IPFW. They want to build this lead up big before the first half ends. Jill Reed misses. IPFW gets the rebound. They're up 50-32. We've only got a minute and a half left. Lisa Miller with a nice drive inside. She's fouled by Jill Reed. Good action here so far.
Mike, you just get the feeling that if IPFW can maintain this intensity that they have right now, that they can just blow this game away.
Now they're up by 18 points now. And it's going to be tough for Tri-State now to cut that deficit down before the first half ends. We've only got a minute 26 left.
Well, it's important that Tri-State plays a minute and a half here of very strong, intense basketball.
Well, also very important that IPFW plays some intense defense also to keep that lead.
Lisa Miller hit the first one there. Hit the second one. IPFW's pressure defense there forced number 22 out of bounds, but there was a foul called on the force out. Tina Meniere's first.
Minute 19 left, 52-32. IPFW on top by 20, now by 19 on the free throw by Jill Simon. It was only the first foul on number 21 for IPFW, Tina Meniere. And IPFW is fouled on the rebound. Stacy Leatherwood with good inside position for the rebound, and she'll be going down to the other end to shoot a 1-and-1. 52-33. Stacy Leatherwood is going to try to add to that lead.
Stacy's only scored 2 points before tonight, but she certainly has a bundle of rebounds tonight.
She plays sparingly, but she's making the most of her playing time. And she misses the first free throw. Tri-State running down the floor quickly, and a wide open layup for number 22. Jill Simon, and she went up there uncontested and got a little slap on the arm, and it was an easy layup. Could be a three-point play. (52-35). IPFW on top. Jill Simon trying to make it 52-36, and she doesn't. IPFW with the rebound, 52-35 still. 1:05 left in the first half.
IPFW doing a good job of boxing out on that free throw there. Had 3 people underneath.
Pressure by Tri-State. Tina Merrill holds it up. Newhouser back to Merrill. Merrill from three-point territory. Misses it. Last touch by IPFW. Off Lisa Miller's hands. 43 seconds left in the first half.
Tina's comfortable shooting that three-point play. I'd suggest she's one of the best three-point shooters in the country, even including Division I.
Well, before tonight, she was 48% from the free throw or the three-point line.
Good pressure by IPFW there, forced the ball out of bounds. It remains Tri-State's, but
three-point attempt by Tri-State. Got it. Jill Simon with a three-point shot. 52-38 now. 25 seconds left.
That's 8 points for Jill Simon here in the last 2 minutes.
It can add up in a hurry with a three-point play. Excellent shot by number 21, Tina Manier. We've got 9 seconds left. 5 seconds. Foul called. IPFW guilty of the foul. I'm not sure Coach Brzezinski liked that one. Of course, it did prevent an easy layup, and she'll have to work for it with 5 seconds left.
Well, I think Tri-State's accomplished what they needed to do here in the last couple minutes. That lead had gotten up to 20 points, and they've been able to slice it a little bit here.
Well, Becky Thatcher's having a terrible time here in the first half, and she missed a free throw. It's going to go to Tri-State on the rebound with 3 seconds left. They'll have time to get a shot off with 54-38 score. IPFW on top. And they get it off, and it's short. And that's the end of the first half with the score. IPFW 54, Tri-State 38.
Well, I think we saw a couple things there in the first half, Mike, that I was concerned about coming into the game, and that is IPFW has some tendencies to run in spurts and then let down a little bit, and they had built up a couple 8 and 9 point leads and then got back down to 2 and 3, and then they built up that 20-point lead right there with about 3.5 minutes to go. And Tri-State's done what they had to do. It's not they're not out of the ballgame. They cut it back within 16 after being down by 20. It could have been more. IPFW missed a couple shots, and Tri-State missed 2 free throws there at the end. They could have cut the lead even further.
There you see the score with 54-38, IPFW on top. First half, I think the key for IPFW was that they shut down one of the top scorers. 17 points a game by Becky Thatcher. She scored 0 in the first half. And although Jill Reed picked up some of the slack on that, when you can shut down a 17-point per game scorer for an entire half, that says something about your defense.
Well, usually as a scorer, they make impact some other plays too, Mike. And I didn't catch you calling her name very often. So rebounding, touching the ball very much of anything. And IPFW's pressure might be keeping her out of her flow without the ball. You're right, that's a key. But I think we've got to give Tri-State credit. I think that they came in here, and IPFW has been out rebounding its opponents by 17 a game, and they've certainly been hitting the boards and doing a good job that way. I think it's going to be real important for IPFW to come out here in the first 5 minutes of the second half and not have that letdown that they've had a tendency to do, and to try to build back that lead back up. On the same token, it's going to be important for Tri-State to come out. We had mentioned that they might be getting a little tired, but at the end there, they look to have a little spurt of a second win maybe. So we'll see how that what happens when they come back out to start the second half.
Well, on the other side of the coin, Judy Guess, who really does not play a tremendous amount of minutes, averages 7 points a game, and is shooting 67% from the free throw, really made her presence felt tonight in the first half, and she was definitely a catalyst for IPFW as far as the offensive end of the floor goes, and she also played excellent defense.
Well, we've mentioned this over and over again, a number of freshmen that are playing, but the freshmen are doing a good job. They make some freshman mistakes, but that's, again, I think that's to be expected. There's a big transition going from the high school game to the college game. Most of these kids come in with a lot of honors and laurels that they've won in high school, and they are all good players, but, you know, you lengthen the floor by 12 feet, you play 20-minute halves instead of 8-minute quarters, and now you're talking about some women who have some strength and size that may not have been the case. It takes a short time to be able to do that. And as you said, some of the kids coming in and making an impact right away. Judy Guess, last 2 games has made a nice adjustment and seems to be doing a really nice job for us. So she certainly was a catalyst. On the other side of the coin, I think we got to look at 2 players. Certainly Jill Reed has a number of points, and we'll try to get those official stats for you here at halftime. We'll also try to check some of those numbers from the scorebook, see if we can't make sure we're identifying people correctly for Tri-State. But the other one is Jill Simon came in and scored 8 points there in the last couple minutes. At a time when they really needed her. They were down by 20 points when she came in and started making that impact there.
Well, she got open because of the tough defensive play on Becky Thatcher, more than likely by IPFW, and left Jill Simon open, and she delivered for Tri-State, and it could have been a heck of a lot worse in the first half for Tri-State had it not been for her play. Another freshman newcomer to IPFW who's made an excellent impact, Lisa Miller, who is from hometown Bishop Dwenger, Fort Wayne, and she's going to be an excellent player, I believe, in the future. You can just tell by her court sense and just the way she goes about her business.
Lisa has a lot of maturity. She comes in, you know, we just made a comment about Judy. It takes a while for freshmen to adjust, and Lisa has made that adjustment right away. Terry, from just about day 1 practice, said she was going to be one of her starters. She just made that kind of an impact. And it takes a lot of maturity to come in here and be able to do that. She certainly had some experience. Dwenger's always been a very strong women's basketball program, so she's played some really good competition, played in some really big games, and that helps to make that transition. But you're right, she's made a strong impact. Looks like she can move outside with the ball. Looks like she can take the ball inside if she needs to. Certainly doesn't have the size and the strength of some of the girls inside, but she's got some nice body control that helps her underneath there, I think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry we did not have a halftime presentation for you. It got lost in our archives, and we're going to take a break here from the announcing booth and just let you watch a screen full of, well, basically a basketball court. So if you want to go away, come back in about 5 or 10 minutes. We'll be back on the air with the second half action. If you don't want to go away and want to be bored and just watch a basketball court and people walking around, go ahead. We'll be here.
official stats here. Scoring-wise, we've got for IPFW, Judy Guess with 11 points, Tina Manier with 4, Tina Merrill with 8, Amy Newhauser with 2, Lisa Miller leading with 13, Robin Scott with 7, Stacy Leatherwood with 2, Sarah Turner with 7, for a total of 54 points. For IPFW, we have Sherry Coons with 2, Jill Simon with 8, all in the last 2 or 3 minutes there. Jody Yoakum with 2, Mindy Ingledew with 1, Lisa Sweeney with 4, Kim Fry with 2, Monica Clark with 2, Joe Reed with 15 leading the Trojans, and Terry Landon with 2 for 38. The only people in foul trouble for IPFW is Sarah Turner with 3, and for Tri-State we have Jill Simon with 3, Mindy Ingledew with 3, and Joe Reed with 3.
Well, thank you, Dan. And we're back with second half action. I'm Mike Neely along with Dan Gebhardt, Assistant Athletic Director at IPFW. IPFW starts off with a steal by Tri-State, and they push it down the floor quickly and hold it up. 54-38. 19:35 left in the second half. Left in the ball game. Sherry Coons drives inside, penetrates, and throws it outside and out of bounds to Jill Reed.
IPFW starting with the same lineup they started the game with. Tri-State also starting with their same starting lineup. Yes.
Lisa Miller with a pass inside to Sarah Turner, and Sarah Turner makes the bucket. That's Sarah Turner's 9th point. It's 56-38, IPFW on top, 19 minutes left. Tri-State in deep trouble. Becky Thatcher still can't get it to fall, averaging 17 points a game, and starts off the second half same way she left the first half. Lisa Miller with the shot, short, rebound controlled by Tri-State. Sherry Coons is tripped up by IPFW. Well, they're going to call it the other way.
No, they changed their call. Nope, now they've given it to IPFW.
Apparently called traveling on Sherry Coons, who was obviously tripped, but Sarah Turner is going to take advantage of that, and that's her 11th point, and she scored all 4 of IPFW's second half points. Blocking foul on Tri-State. Number 22, Jill Simon, thought she had position, and it looked like it from here, but she gets called for the foul.
Things aren't going well for Tri-State here at the beginning of the second half. IPFW has moved back to a 20-point lead at 58-38.
Now they're going to change it. Now, by the signal of the official, it looked like he called it a blocking foul, but...
Well, I think what happened there, Mike, was it was 22 for both teams, and it turned out to be 22. Tina Merrill got the foul.
(58-38), IPFW on top by 20. 18:15 left in the ball game. Inside, and the rebound by IPFW. 45. Robin Scott had the position and drew the foul.
Nice offensive movement there by Tri-State. They just couldn't get the ball to go in the basket.
It'll be out of bounds to IPFW. 58-38 still our score with 18:13 left. IPFW controlling the tempo of this game all around. Pass to Merrill. Merrill inside to Sarah Turner. Sarah Turner with a nice look pass inside to Lisa Miller, and she couldn't get it to fall. Rebound Tri-State. Sherry Coons pushes it down the floor quickly. Inside to Becky Thatcher. Thatcher takes a shot from the outside and is fouled by Lisa Miller.
That foul could have gone on either Lisa Miller 24 or Sarah Turner 42, and that would have been Sarah Turner's 4th, so it went to Lisa Miller, and I believe that's her second foul.
That is her second foul, and that's 2 team fouls for IPFW so far here in the second half. Becky Thatcher looking for her first points, and she can't get it to fall no matter what she does. 17 points a game she averages, and she's taken quite a few shots, and a lot of them have done just exactly what that free throw did, in and out. Finally gets her first point. 58-39. IPFW on top by 19. Tina Merrill holds it up. Merrill at the side. Looks for a hole inside. And she finds it to Lisa Miller. Miller is called for 3 seconds.
I was just about to mention, Mike, that I think if Tri-State's going to get back in this game, they've got to turn up the defensive intensity, and they did that at that time at that end of the court.
Looked like a kick by IPFW, but they're going to get it here straight away on the fast break. Easy lay-in for number 45, Robin Scott. A nice assist there by Lisa Miller. Sherry Coons for Tri-State brings it down the floor. And there's good hustle by Tina Merrill on the slap away. 60-39, IPFW on top now by 21 points, 17 minutes left in the first half.
IPFW's pressures just moved Tri-State out about 5 feet further than they want to be, and it's really cut into what they can do with their offense.
Terry Landon shoots, and the bucket is good. Sherry Coons with the assist for Tri-State, and it's 60-41 now. Tina Merrill, three-point shot from downtown, and she's a little bit long. Lisa Miller with the rebound, can't get it to fall. Tri-State comes up with it. Rebound by Becky Thatcher. Errant pass. And it's a turnover. IPFW with the ball. There's a case where Becky Thatcher has lost a lot of confidence in her shot. And decided to make the pass instead of taking it up.
Two freshmen came in at that timeout, Amy Newhouser and Judy Guess.
IPFW playing with a lot of confidence right now. Another 3-second call on IPFW, and that's 2 of them so far this half. 60-41, 19-point deficit for Tri-State. 15:56 left in the first half, or the second half, that is, in the ball game. Passes long. Nice block by Sarah Turner. Off the shot by Lisa Sweeney.
You're right, Mike. Becky's just really lost her confidence. I don't have any shooting stats for her the first half, but she's just, the ball's in the hole and then it comes right back out, and I think that just tentative on her shot.
In and out. That's the story of the game so far for Tri-State. They can't get a bucket. Robin Scott with the shot, and it's good, and a nice assist there by Amy Newhouser.
Rob made a nice move down the lane, Mike. Good body control.
Good block by Sarah Turner. That's 2 block shots in the last minute.
Stacy Leather was going to enter here during this timeout, and we mentioned that she had got a bundle of rebounds. She was leading IPFW along with Lisa Miller with 6 rebounds each in the first half, so she's coming in for Sarah Turner.
Well, IPFW clearly dominating this game so far. Traveling is called on Lisa Miller. 62-41, IPFW on top by 21 points, 15-11 left in the ball game. Tri-State's going to have to pick up the intensity.
IPFW is just playing a very good half-court defense right now.
Judy Guess is going to be called, no, it's a blocking foul on Sherry Coons. And Guess took it to the basket strong.
I think if we could see that in a replay, we'd see that She just moved over right in front of her at the last second, or it could have been a blocking, or it would have been the other way. It would have been an offensive foul.
Tri-State is completely out of sync with their game plan. Credit the IPFW defense. 62-41, IPFW on top. And Judy Guess makes the first one. 14:51 left in the ball game. Still plenty of time for Tri-State to make a move. 64-41, but they better hurry. 23-point deficit.
Judy Guess is going to pick up that foul, but again, it was just a real nice, strong. She tried to deny the ball coming across the paint, and she just reached across with the wrong hand there. IPFW is making it very difficult for Tri-State to get the ball inside right now. They're forcing Tri-State to take the outside shot, and Tri-State doesn't want to take those.
IPFW's zone defense is almost as tough as a man-to-man defense. Could have been a walking violation on Judy Guess, but that's all right because Amy Newhouser cans it home from the free throw line. Fast break, one of the few fast breaks they've had so far, and they convert on it finally. Terry Landon with the bucket for Tri-State. 66-43. IPFW on top by 23 points. Number 52, Terry Landon, is going to try to convert a three-point play. 14 minutes and 5 seconds left in the ball game.
That was the first defensive mistake that IPFW has made the second half. They let the Tri-State offense beat that first line of defense, and nobody got back.
Rebound, Tri-State on the long rebound. Number 33 gets the bucket. Lisa Sweeney. Nice look inside to Judy Guess, and she gets it. Judy Guess playing tremendous ball here tonight. 68-45 IPFW on top now.
I have her for 15 points right now.
Average is 7 points. So she's well above her average, has doubled it. Foul was called on number 32, Stacy Leatherwood. That was her fourth foul. Boy, it was funny, Dan, but that was, I don't know how the officials could have missed a kick ball like that, but they did. It was right in front of us.
Well, it was so obvious, it is hard to understand how that could happen, but Cindy DeRocher, the coach for Tri-State, was obviously complaining because it would have reset the 30-second clock if they had indeed called that. And she was right. It was certainly a kick. I don't know how they missed that call. Of course, it's easy for us to sit up here and the coaches sit on the bench, and it's tougher to be down there in that little black and white striped shirt and make those.
Well, I don't know how tough it could be to watch somebody stick their foot out and have a ball fly off of it. But that's the way it goes. I mean, that's neither here nor there. It really doesn't have any effect on the game.
That foul call on Stacy Leatherwood was her 5th. So she's gone. She finishes with 2 points, but played a real strong game, had 6 rebounds in the first half. We don't have her total in the second half here, but just came in and did a real nice job on the boards.
We called her name quite a bit. She plays some tenacious defense and was under the boards quite a bit for the rebounds also. So she can be proud of her effort. And number 10, Sherry Coons for Tri-State will be at the line to try to cut this deficit. They don't have much time left, 13 minutes and 27 seconds. Still plenty of time to mount a comeback, but with a 68-45 deficit, it's going to be nothing but uphill. obviously.
That last foul, though, puts Tri-State in the bonus, the next foul, so they could have the bonus with 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes left in the second half.
Now, that's what they'd like, to definitely be able to score without running time off the clock. Tenacious defense by Tri-State, but they get a little bit unlucky, and IPFW gets lucky with Judy Guess picking up the loose ball and putting it in the hole. And we're going to get a foul called on the fast break. Number 33 for Tri-State took it in strong, Lisa Sweeney, and she'll be at the line.
Shelly Sands, number 35, was called with that foul, I believe. This is the first time we've seen her in a ball game. She's also a freshman from Huntington North.
13:06 left in the ball game, 70-45. Got a 25-point ball game right now.
And we mentioned it was important for IPFW to come out and play a strong first 5 minutes, and they certainly did that.
Well, you know, Dan, it looks like both teams have, if you weren't watching the scoreboard, you really would not think it was this much of a deficit. You wouldn't think that IPFW was up by 25 points, but they have just played very solid, very consistent, and steady ball the whole game.
Well, and I think there's a big discrepancy at the free throw line, Mike. IPFW made 14 more free throws in the first half than Tri-State did. And led by 16, I believe, at the halftime. So 14 of those 16 points were free throws.
A lot of action, but nothing happening as far as scoring goes. In and out. Tri-State just can't get anything in there. It's amazing the shots that they've missed that have been in and out. Sarah Turner makes a nice strong move and is fouled. 70-46, 24-point deficit for Tri-State. 12:36 left, and Sarah Turner will be at the line. Sarah Turner averaging 7.8 rebounds a game and 13.8 points, and she's about at that points per game average right now.
Mike, those kind of shots are key that Sarah just missed there. She gets that opening to the bucket, makes a very nice move, and she just has to be strong enough to take it all the way up to the bucket and score the basket.
That's her 12th point of the ball game. And number 13. So she's just about at her average. 72-46 IPFW on top. 12:32 left.
Quick hands by Judy Guest, almost stole that ball.
And their big gun, Jill Reed, finally gets in the scoreboard in the second half. She's been very quiet. She has had some excellent defense played against her, been denied the ball. Good pass inside from Judy Guess to Shelly Sands, who just entered the ball game a little bit ago.
Judy's doing it all right now. She's got some rebounds, she's scoring some points, she's passing off. She's playing a really good all-around game.
5'10" freshman Judy Guess. Sarah Turner, 6-foot sophomore. Very young team. Wide open layup. Nothing to this game. Amy Newhouser.
We're seeing IPFW's strength right now. They're just taking it to Tri-State. They've got a lot more horses. They've been able to substitute a lot more freely. I think you just see that Tri-State's just getting worn down a little bit and getting a little frustrated with some of the things that aren't going right for them.
Well, a timeout's been called as the result. 76-48. 28-point deficit now for Tri-State with 11:40 left. Still time, but the way IPFW has controlled the tempo and the pace of this game, it just seems like an almost impossible task to get back into the ball game.
Well, IPFW is averaging about 89 points a game, and they're already at 76, so 13 points away from their average with over 11 minutes to go yet. So defensively, even though we both felt that Tri-State was playing a very strong defensive game, offensively, IPFW's just played really well. And they've missed some bunny shots that would have been added onto that total if they hadn't missed those. So
this is Cable Access Channel 23, your college connection to the IPFW campus. Tri-State, they did get that kicking call.
You weren't sure they knew what that was, were you? resets the 30-second clock, so it gives Tri-State 30 seconds to run their offense down here, although they don't want to use 30 seconds. They don't have enough.
Monica Clark can't quite find out what to do with the ball here. Number 33, Lisa Sweeney, passes it over. Jill Reed finally says, I'm going to take the shot, and she misses. Sarah Turner with the rebound, ahead to Tina Merrill, and picked up by 35. Backdoor pass to Tina Merrill. Merrill with some nice fake in there, but, oh, my goodness. Shelly Sands with the bucket. That's her second bucket in a time span of about 2 minutes.
And that moves the lead to 30, 78-48.
Some unselfish play down at the end of the court by Tina Merrill, actually. And she gets the steal, but turns it over, hits off the top of her knee, and a foul is going to be called on IPFW. Amy Newhouser is called for the reach-in. 30-point lead for IPFW. 10:37 left in the second half in the ball game.
Mike Shelly Sands came in there, did a really nice job for that couple minutes of play, and she's going to see some more action this year, I'm sure.
Jill Reed at the line, shooting 1-1, and makes the first one. 78-49. 29-point deficit now.
That's only Jill's third point, though, the second half after scoring 15 in the first half. They've really shut her down, and they've really done a nice job on Becky Thatcher the whole game.
Well, Becky Thatcher, averaging 17 points, has got 1 point to her credit tonight. Currently not in the ball game. There's some good ball work by IPFW, but they don't come up the bucket. But Tina Merrill gets the rebound and puts it back up. Number 22, Tina Merrill. And Tri-State gets the inside move there by number 22. Goes up with it again on her rebound, Jill Simon, and is fouled.
Well, you mentioned the unselfish play of IPFW, and they now have 5 players in double figures, so they're just they're really, nobody's real selfish out here. They're just a real nice ball club, move the ball around to the open person, take the open shot, and they get things accomplished.
Well, Jennifer Needhammer just stepped into the lineup for IPFW along with Judy Guess. Sarah Turner is on the bench now, replaced by Needhammer. Turner playing excellent tonight. (80-51) in what has become, well, let's face it, a rout so far. Nice pass inside from Judy Guess to number 45, Robin Scott. Easy bucket. 82-51, 31-point deficit now. 9:48 left. I got a feeling now we're going to see some shots flying. Tri-State's going to try to do whatever they can to at least make this respectable.
At the same time, you would think the tendency would be with IPFW with a 31-point lead to just start firing the ball up, but they're really not. They're looking for the open person. They're passing the ball around. They're using a little bit of a 30-second shot clock each time. That's smart basketball. I think we're going to find that Terry's getting to play her freshman an awful lot, which is going to be important come conference time. GLVC Conference Women's Basketball is very, very strong, and Terry's going to need to have some good maturity and some good strength by the time we get into that conference season, which starts right after Christmas, by the way.
Well, the thing that's impressed me so far about this IPFW women's team is that they're so deep, and everyone is a contributor.
Well, Mike, they only won 5 games last year, and so that's a tough learning lesson, I think. And the freshmen have been able to step right in and make an impact, and that's really important.
82-53 IPFW with the lead. 9:32 left. Foul on Tri-State. Now they're going to call it a jump ball. We still got 9 minutes left of this. 29 points. IPFW is up. On the alternating possession, it'll be Tri-State's ball.
I think there was some question there. I think one of the officials wanted to call a foul, and they were just talking to each other to see which one had made the first call. And obviously the jump ball was called before the foul was, so Tri-State will take the ball out of bounds.
Kick by IPFW. Last touch by Tina Merrill. Be out of bounds to Tri-State still. Down by 29. And the foul is going to be called on Judy Guess, I guess. And that is correct. 7 fouls now for IPFW. Bonus situation now for Tri-State, so that's good news for them. They can score without running time off the clock.
And if there is any detriments that Terry needs to look at after a nice game, it's a number of fouls that IPFW has committed. Tri-State was in the bonus here with over 13 minutes left in the second half, and I'm not sure they're going to get back in this ball game, but it's certainly allowing them to score with the clock being stopped.
Well, it'll certainly be the comeback of the year if they make up 28 points in 9 minutes.
Well, Stacy Leatherwood fouled out. She was a non-starter, came in and fouled out, and I think Sarah Turner now has 4. So that's an important thing to look at. I think we need to. And I think, to be honest with you, I think what's happening there is that defensively we're trying to put so much pressure in the backcourt that sometimes in trying to get back we're making a silly foul here and there.
Now, so few points have been scored from the inside for Tri-State. You would think that it would be an excellent sign for them to see Sarah Turner and a couple of the other taller women to foul out of this ball game.
But you mentioned that IPFW is just so strong. They just don't lose anything by bringing somebody off the bench.
That's absolutely true. Becky Thatcher is at the line, and she'll try to add to her 2 points that she's scored so far, and she makes the free throw. 82-55, IPFW on top. Tina Merrill with a nice move inside. Ducked right under the Tri-State player and flipped it right in.
Some of you may be wondering if Terry's going to substitute here. But looking down our roster, only 2 players haven't seen action. One of those is Krista Cook, junior from Northrop High School, and the other is Dawn Harbaugh, sophomore from, I believe, South Bend. And Dawn's been injured, so Terry's really been freely substituting the whole game. She really can't go to a quote second or third string here.
Becky Thatcher makes it for her 4th point. 8:54 left. 84-56. IPFW on top, and Becky Thatcher makes the second shot, and it's now 84-57. Tina Merrill taking the ball down court for IPFW. Back over to Amy Newhouser at the top of the key. To Lisa Miller, to Merrill. To Merrill, to the bucket. 86-57. 29-point deficit. Trading baskets, which is no good for Tri-State. Shot is long. Excellent defense by IPFW. They're right ahead, straight ahead to Judy Guess, and she makes the easy layup. Well, IPFW routing them.
You saw Jennifer Needhammer start that with a nice position in the rebound, got the ball, cleared the ball, and Judy Guess just broke free, and the pass got to her for an easy layup.
Great pass from Merrill to Guess, who misses the shot, but Lisa Miller gets the rebound and the bucket and a chance for the three-point play.
I think Tri-State's just out of gas. So you look down there at number 40, Kim Fry, and she's just basically huffing and puffing right now.
I don't believe they've seen the caliber of team like IPFW. And it's really worn them out. To have, well, essentially 12, 13 players that they can use that can run up and down the floor and just freely substitute like they do and have each one of them contribute. It just says a lot about this team that they can wear a lot of teams down.
Those points there were Lisa Miller's first points in the second half after leading the team in the first half. So not sure what the confusion is here. Appears that there's some question as to whether that basket counted. I certainly thought the basket was made on a continuation play.
I suppose in a 30-point blowout, it's easy for the officials to kind of lose track of things. Very easy for us. Lisa Miller completes a three-point play. Sherry Coons brings the ball down court for Tri-State. Tri-State has lost a few close games. They're 3-3 on the season. They lost by 2 to Olivet and lost by 5 to Aquinas. But they have not run into a buzzsaw like they've run into tonight so far this season. IPFW clearly in excellent shape and in excellent form for an excellent season this year.
Well, I think
I've used excellent a lot tonight.
I think you just saw the frustration finally erupt from Coach DeRocher over there. She got a technical called on her, so Lisa Miller will step to the line and shoot the technical fouls.
Cindy DeRocher in her first year at Tri-State.
We certainly can feel for her, Mike. She's her kids came out and really played hard the first 15 minutes of the game, and as we kept talking about, I think they just got run down a little bit, and IPFW has been able to pull away ever since then.
You know, I see as a problem for Coach Brzezinski when they do play an athletically inferior team, that the other coach may think of them as possibly rubbing it in when they blow up the score like that. But they've got, they're so deep on the bench that everybody wants to get in the game and play as hard as they can the whole game. And no one player is really that much better than the 12th player.
Well, the caliber is certainly pretty much near the same. I'm not sure what happened there, Mike. Was there 2 technical fouls called and she shot 2? Because she certainly wasn't foul shooting, and we're not in a 1-on-1 yet.
Well, technical from the bench draws 2 foul shots.
But she just shot 4 there, so I'm not.
She shot 4. They must have drawn another.
2 technical fouls on the bench there.
95 to 57. 7:35 left. Yeah, that's right, folks. We've still got 7 minutes of ball game left here.
It certainly appears that IPFW is going to go over the century mark this game. Going back to your comment about the caliber play, it's really refreshing, particularly after the long year that Terry suffered last year, to be able to have some freshmen come in and play right away and help us. Looks like we'll be 4-1 after this, and we can take that up to, we have a very tough game this coming Thursday up at Grand Valley State. They're perennially strong ball club in the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference up in Michigan. So this win and 3 previous wins are going to be very helpful when we go up there and play.
Pass inside and missed. IPFW. Sherry Coons comes up with the ball for Tri-State, and she'll hold it up. And an errant pass by Tri-State. Now we're going back the other way. Excellent move by Amy Newhouser. And Newhouser is called for the foul. Yeah, we've only got a 40-point lead now for IPFW.
Well, Amy made a great offensive play there and then just got a little carried away. And that's that freshman mistake we keep talking about. We start playing the good teams. We can't do that. We just, you go down and you make a bucket on a fast break. You got to come back and play strong defense, but you just can't have that stupid reach-in foul.
You know, in a way, a 40-point ball game, a 40-point victory can be a detriment when you're trying to work on what you want to do and I'm sure Rosinski is thinking the same thing. She wants them to continue to work on the fundamentals and the basics that got them that 40-point lead, and they don't want to get any bad habits, and that's very easy to do. Fast break, easy bucket again. That's what they call in the old playground is cherry picking, although she wasn't cherry picking, she just hustled faster than the rest of them.
I think Tri-State's just so intent on getting the ball that if we can slip one in back of them, that's going to happen very, very many times here.
And a pushing foul by number 35, Shelly Sands. That's her third foul.
I think your comment a few minutes ago was very pertinent, Mike, that Coach Rosinski's got to be concerned with this big a lead and maintaining the mental attitude that they've got to have to play well is really important.
Mindy Ingledew at the line, and she makes her second one and cuts the lead to 38 points now, 99-61. Tri-State picking up the defensive pressure. And we have a player on the court, and it looks like she hit the floor and is seriously hurt right now. She's in a lot of pain.
I didn't see that at all, Mike. I was watching the official try to collect the ball there, and she was laying in the floor. I didn't see her. Did you see how she went down?
I had no idea how she went down. I just looked up, and she was really in some pain. I think she hit her head as she hit the floor.
That's number 42, Monica Clark, and she is up and walking, so. She's holding her forehead. I wonder if she took an elbow to the forehead or something. It will be a IPFW ball with 6:29 left in the game and 21 seconds left on the shot clock.
It's always a scary feeling when you get undercut and you have no idea exactly how you're going to land. You just know you're going to land.
You know, it's pretty amazing, as physical as this game's gotten, that there aren't more injuries, both in the men's and the women's thing. And by the way, speaking of the men, we'd like to pass on to you that the IPFW men did play today at Northwood Institute up in Saginaw, Michigan. It came away a 69-65 victory. That gives them a 5-0 record on the year, so they're also playing very well right now.
Well, Andy Piazza's got that program on a roll. They had their first winning record in quite a while last year. And it looks like Coach Rosinski is going to do the same thing for the women's program. Becky Thaxter, she should have actually pulled up and taken that three-point shot. She was more wide open for that than the other one. It would not have hurt anything, actually. 101-61, 40-point deficit now for Tri-State. 5:58 left in the first half. IPFW's ball, and they can add to that humongous lead.
I think Thatcher's just a little bit gun shy. She just has had one of those games that you want to forget about, and she's just a little bit cautious about doing much of anything. So.
Excellent move inside and a nice pass inside, but the shot is missed by good defensive pressure. Tri-State. Nancy Townsend with a great pass inside, and traveling is called. Shelly Sands inside is called for traveling. Well, it's 101-61. Yes, that's right, folks. You heard it right. 101-61. IPFW clobbering Tri-State. 5:30 left in the first half. Or excuse me, the ball game. Foul called on Shelly Sands. That's going to be her second foul. And we go to the line again. Well, the last 2 minutes have taken about 15. I wonder how the last 5 minutes are going to take.
I think we've been very lucky that Tri-State hasn't been able to take advantage of this. Obviously, being trailing by 30 and 40 points, they were going to be very difficult to catch up. But they've shot a lot of one-on-one free throws here with no time off the clock and haven't been able to cut into the lead very much. So I'm sure that's one of the things Coach Rosinski will talk about.
And both free throws are converted. Mindy Engle do. Nancy Townsend trying to take it down the court is fouled on the push by Lisa Sweeney. And she'll go to the line.
That's right. IPFW finally moves into the bonus situation with 5 minutes and 17 seconds left, leading by 38 points at 101-63. This game, for all intents and purposes, was over at about the 15-minute mark of the second half.
That is a good case. A game like this is a good case for that rule that is currently being discussed by the NCAA of the choice between taking out of bounds or taking the free throws. Obviously, everybody wants to take the free throws if you can get some points rolled up. But if you are ahead and the other team is just fouling just because they think they have a remote chance of getting back in the ballgame, you have the option of taking it out of bounds and not messing around with the shot clock.
Nancy missed that first shot, but they called Tri-State for being in the lane too early, so she gets to shoot the one-and-one over again. I have that for Nancy's first point of the ball game, but as I mentioned earlier, she is a team leader and is a very important part of this team.
IPFW still, to their credit, hustling on defense. 103-63, a 40-point lead, but they're still intense. 5:09 left. Three-point attempt by number 33. It's long. It's the back of the glass. And a pass by Townsend ahead. Pass inside. Sarah Turner looked like she walked, but doesn't get it to fall anyway. Foul on the rebound. Shelly Sands. And we go back to the other end of the court. 1 minute has taken, 5 minutes. 4:52 left. 103-63. We'll head back down to the other end of the court here and shoot a one-on-one free throw.
Krista Cook, number 12, came in at that last time out. She is the last player other than Dawn Harbaugh to see action for IPFW. But as I mentioned, Dawn's been injured, so I'm not even sure we'll see Dawn tonight.
Now, there's certainly no reason if you're injured to come into this ball game right now. Kim Fry misses the free throw. IPFW gets the ball. Nancy Townsend with a pass inside. And looks like we're going to get an offensive foul. I think she walked before she fouled, but nevertheless, she'll get the offensive foul. Number 54, Jennifer Needhammer. That's your third personal foul. Player control foul, so there won't be a one-on-one shot. Now there's another block by Sarah Turner, and finally, number 40 gets it to fall, Kim Fry, for Tri-State. Sarah Turner's got about 5 blocks here in the second half.
You got to give Tri-State some credit there. They got 2 or 3 rebounds underneath the bucket in that exchange, and they could have given up a long time ago. But
still plugging away.
Playing. We might pass on that IPFW's had athletically has just had a tremendous weekend. I mentioned that the men won a game, and obviously the women are going to come here. Last night, the women played at the NCAA, women's volleyball team played at the NCAA regional tournament up at Romeoville, Illinois at Lewis University. They lost, but again, this is the second year in a row that they've represented IPFW in the NCAA tournament. So
You're watching Cable Access Channel 23 from the IPFW campus. This is IPFW basketball. Women's game between Tri-State and Indiana Purdue. And if you just joined us, the score is IPFW 103, Tri-State 65 with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left.
IPFW maintains possession with 22 seconds left on the shot clock.
Sarah Turner with a nice soft touch inside on the pass from Nancy Townsend. And they just keep piling the score up, 105-65. Rebound, Needhammer.
Well, watching Jennifer Needhammer, she sure appears to going to be a big impact player. She just she takes up a lot of room inside. She's big. She works real hard at getting position and boxing out, and she's going to pull those bounds down. If she can work on her jumping ability a little bit, I think she can be a big force here in GLVC.
Well, she's the tallest player in the court right now at 6'1", tallest player in the game. She's from Evansville, Indiana. She went to Evansville Central High School. Only a freshman, as are many. And the rebound comes off to Tri-State. Except we're going to get a push on Sarah Turner, and she knew it. No, not Sarah Turner. Needhammer.
I think what happened there was Jennifer was just going for the ball, and
I'll tell you one thing, Jennifer didn't move, but 33 went rolling about 20 spirals down the court there. And Lisa Swinney makes the first free throw, apparently not too dizzy. And makes the second one, 106-67. Pressure by Tri-State, to their credit, still playing some intense defense. Call was a little bit late, but it definitely was a foul. Krista Cook will go to the line for the 101. 106-67, 3:36 left now.
This is Krista's first chance to get into the scoring column this year. She hasn't taken a shot from the field nor from the free throw line, so she'll be shooting 1-on-1, so it's a chance for her to get into the scoring column.
Well, come on, Krista. Now, if her parents are watching, Krista, let's make one for them. And it's just a little bit long. Finally, number 24, Jody Yoakum gets in the scoring column. Nancy Townsend is being pressured right now. IPFW settling down the offense. Off the pressure by Tri-State. Shots a little wide. Rebound Tri-State, fast break. And she made it. 33 for Tri-State. Lisa Swinney with the bucket. It's one of the very few fast breaks they've had and converted on. IPFW usually gets back. Outside shot by Judy Guess. Made most of her points in the inside paint. She got a nice outside shot. Shot missed by Tri-State. And Jennifer Needhammer with a strong rebound. Pass to Guess. Guess. Short. Partially blocked by Tri-State. Great save by Townsend. And there's a hustle of Nancy Townsend, who saved that ball. She makes the best of all her abilities. 110 points for IPFW, 71 for Tri-State.
I tell you, Mike, I'm impressed with both ball clubs. They're doing things right here at the end of the game. Obviously, Tri-State's got to be really frustrated, but they haven't given up. They've keep working the ball around. They're trying to get the ball to the open person, and IPFW could have done the same thing. It hasn't. So,
well, Judy Guest sure hasn't slowed down. She's still going strong and draws the foul. She'll be at the line to try to add to her point total. Judy averages 7 points, but she's got...
I've got it unofficially for 21.
Close, yeah, that's 21 points tonight. My goodness, she's tripled her average so far, and you'll hear more from this young lady as the season progresses. Very impressive. 6 foot, and she moves very well. .5'10", that is. Oh, what's 2 inches here or there? 111 to 73, 137 left. Krista Cook comes up with a rebound and a great pass to Townsend, and she makes the bucket. Assist. Krista Cook, Townsend with a bucket and a chance for a three-point play. And that's what makes it exciting. Krista Cook comes in and makes a nice play. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, but she contributes just like the rest of them.
Well, you know, it's we only see 40 minutes of the ball game here, but this team's put together with 5 days a week, 2.5-hour practices, and all those people are very important out there.
And Nancy Townsend completes it, 114 to 73. IPFW on top, 120 left. Foul's called on IPFW, number 14. Nancy Townsend, that's her second foul. Sherry Coons, the floor leader for Tri-State, will go at the line to shoot 1-1. And we get a roll finally for Tri-State. Number 20, Barb Gamber with the bucket. Just got in the ball game. Sherry Coons almost stole it from Nancy Townsend. .59 seconds left. That's 59 seconds too many for Tri-State right now. 114 to 75. Townsend with an excellent pass inside. Well, Jennifer Needhammer missed a golden opportunity on the first shot, but she got fouled on her hustle on the follow-up.
Well, she was real strong about that. As you're right, she missed the opportunity, but she stayed with the ball. She took it up strong. She got fouled. Ball had an opportunity to go in. It didn't, but she'll shoot 2 here. I think a couple concerns that Terry might have here after this game, and that is a number of fouls that IPFW has committed, and number 2 is, I think, underneath the basket. They still need to work on being a little bit stronger and taking the ball to the hoop. I think she's certainly got to be pleased about some other things, though. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this game, the key was IPFW's defensive play, and they certainly have done a very, very fine job defensively tonight.
Now, one thing they've lacked in the past, and that was the center position, any kind of height. This year, they've got 2 excellent players. I'm very impressed with both players, Sarah Turner and Needhammer. It looked like a clear foul there, but the officials are letting them play right now. They want to get this over with as bad as everybody else does. Tina Merrow with the rebound and the stray pass, the stray shot. And a foul is going to be called on Jennifer Needhammer with 14 seconds left. 114 to 75. IPFW on top. This was over about halftime. And we're going to go down to the other end of the court for a 1-and-1 shooting situation for number 52, Jerry Landon. Well, it's got to be a satisfying night, although a little bit long there in the last part of the second half. It's got to definitely be satisfying for IPFW.
Well, you're right. The IPFW came out in the second half and played really well. I was concerned at the spurts that they put on and then would lose their intensity in the first half, but they certainly haven't done it here in the second half. They've just maintained that intensity the whole second half. So kids are over there celebrating. It's just got to be a really nice victory.
And despite the loss, it's got to be not sarcastically, actually a good experience. Sometimes losses are good experiences for teams like Tri-State who run into a buzzsaw like they did tonight. A very good learning experience, and they'll come back from that. They've got a very good team, and the main thing about them is that they hustle 40 minutes a game.
We mentioned this will be their fourth loss, and two of those have been very close. The other two will...
Tina Merrill, with 5 seconds left, cans a three-pointer, and that puts an exclamation point on this game tonight. And that's exactly the way it went. IPFW made everything, and Tri-State couldn't throw it in the ocean.
Mike,
117-77 is the final score.
I've got some unofficial total here, so let me run down the scoring here. Krista Cook for this is IPFW did not score. Nancy Townsend ended up with 2, 4, 7, 8 points. Judy Guess with 22. Very nice night for Judy Guess. Dawn Harbaugh did not play. Tina Manier ended up with 4. Tina Merrill ended up with 14. Amy Newhauser had 10. Lisa Miller finished with 20 after a very strong first half, scoring 13 points. Robin Scott ended up with 15. Stacy Leatherwood with 2. And she did foul out of the game. Shelly Sands ended up with 4. Sarah Turner ended up with 15, had a number of rebounds and blocked shots. And Jennifer Needhammer played very well there in the second half and scored 3 for 117 points. Tri-State ended up with, Sherry Coons ended up with 4. Barb Gamber with 2. Jill Simon with 9. Jody Yoakum with 4. Mindy Ingledew with 5. Karen Ward with 2. Lisa Sweeney with 11. Kim Fry with 4. Monica Clark with 2. Jill Reed with 19, the leading scorer for Tri-State. She has been the team's leading scorer along with Becky Thatcher, but Becky Thatcher only scored 5 tonight. Terry Landon ended up with 8 points, and Joe Bako did not score for 77 points. So I think, again, the key was the fact that IPFW was able to play defensively and do a very good job.
So there you have it. 117-77 is the final score. And with my counterpart, Dan Gebhardt, the Assistant Athletic Director at IPFW, I'm Mike Neely, and we hope you enjoyed the ball game tonight. Next game is December 17th. IPFW men's basketball will be programmed here on Channel 23. We'll hope you join us then. Until then, so long, everybody.